We still don't have a cool intro.
We don't have a cool intro. Um,
We have the very cool sound system. I love that.
I spent many hours at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. going through archival footage, and I'm like, this is fun. This is a good use of time.
Oh my God.
Um, but we have that. We don't need an intro. Intros are for losers.
The motion picture you're about to see does not concern itself with the social or civil rights of American citizens or with the economic or social problems of American cities. It was produced to warn citizens of the nature of a revolutionary force affiliating itself openly with aims of international communism, and now active throughout our nation in a planned offensive to destroy the American system and seize control of the United States.
We're starting.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Truly Orwellian, episode 2. We didn't mention the title in the first episode at all, I don't think.
We did
don't
not.
think we, yeah, don't think we called out the name of the podcast that we're making. But it's Truly Orwellian, and now we have some fans after the first episode. We're going super viral,
Oh yeah.
is what I've heard.
It's like 2.6K on YouTube Shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Then immediately
YouTube Shorts
8
popping
views on the next one. So good.
You know, I think it's the woke algorithm has definitely something to do with it because
Right.
I post these things and then I get the hate comment about my hat. I was going to switch up the hat today, but I was like, I don't really have any other hats unless I wanted to go with my Woody Allen bucket hat, which is what I affectionately
That's
call it.
crazy.
But yeah, it wasn't a hate comment. I think haters are your biggest motivators, but he was a fan, or she, or they. And then the next video about feet. Maybe they don't like feet. Oh well,
Which
we're
is
back.
funny, but
Yeah,
anyways.
of course. How are you doing, Rachel?
I'm doing all right. I've been doing a bunch of homework.
Of course.
Peter's gone for the week. He's in Seattle.
Seattle.
And I am so sad that he left to go see his best friend instead of hang out with me.
The firefighter?
Yeah, the firefighter.
Of course.
Ah, how could he? But he'll be back. Our 1 year is this Sunday, and I'm very excited.
Huge. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be very cool. We will be we'll be doing most of it on the podcast.
Of course.
You know, yeah.
Live streamed, I think, actually.
Live stream, yes.
Yeah.
Get it on YouTube and on TikTok, all the
Mm-hmm.
places. Yes, we'll do a Twitter space, something like that.
Yep.
Yep.
We're going to host a Twitter space, which I just saw one a few days ago of Elon Musk and, you know, that Destiny guy?
Oh my,
Hassan's
yeah.
ex.
His like old YouTube bestie, yeah.
Yeah. So I logged off Twitter immediately once I saw that. But yeah, anyway. 12 year, yep.
12 years.
12-month anniversary on the pod.
On the pod. Let's go.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get a job, which in this economy is not happening.
No.
I finally I started applying to a bunch of places after one of my classes ended, and only one got back to me as per usual.
Awesome.
They call me and they're like, come in for an interview, and I was like, hell yeah. And she starts asking me like, what do I do in my free time? And I was like, well, I'm in school right now, I'm on break. And she goes, oh, so your
Right.
availability will change, right, when you start school again? And I was like, yes, it will go from all day to not all day,
Right.
but okay. And
Yeah.
then she was like, well, okay, what will that mean? And I was like, well, I do not live in Texas the whole year. And then she goes, oh, well, I can't hire you. And I was like,
Oof.
oh, okay. Okay. And she goes, yeah, I was about to give you the job, but you said New York. And I was like, I understand, but you could, Ouch. That one hurt.
Petty.
I
Jeez
know.
Louise.
Can I be a little petty on the pod?
You can be petty on the pod. This
Perfect.
is a petty
I
podcast.
walk into the place. Mess. Nightmare. It's a mess. And you know, that's okay. That happens.
What kind of place is it?
Retail, clothes. Just a clothing store. And one of the questions she asks me is, what does customer service mean to you? And I was like, I don't know, helping people?
Okay.
Like what?
Yeah.
This is a franchise. Like, come on. Your like turnover rate is like a month. Come on.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, to me it means, like, starts listing all this stuff, and she goes, and keeping my store cleanly. And I look around and I was like, girl, no.
No.
I don't know if you've
not.
seen the pants rack over there. It is flipped over. It is on fire. Nothing is folded. Like, I don't know what you mean, but okay. So
You have to respect just the, you know, she's so in the sauce
right.
of being a small business owner, the most oppressed class
Right,
we have.
right.
Which I don't think she's just a manager, right?
She's just a
doesn't
general
even know
manager.
Yeah.
It's like a corporation,
and-
like.
Yeah, it's fine. But to her, she owns it, and I respect.
No hate. But
No hate.
damn, that one hurt.
Yeah.
That's my news. That's my updates.
Huge. I remember, because I lied, because the only job I've ever had, I've had, you know, over the course of several summers, and, you know, the place that I worked and the place that I grew up, there are a lot of kids who, well, not a lot, I guess, statistically, but kids I knew that didn't go to college, so they just kind of hung out, like, sort of working a little bit. And I think that was kind of the vibe of this place. I think she assumed that I wasn't going to school. So I didn't bring it up at all, but she didn't mention it. And then she hired me later, and I worked at a gas station for 2 years. And that was sick. A lot of cool customers in outskirts of Maryland. Not outskirts, but outskirts of a town. It was great. And I also remember applying to shit, especially coming back from college or whatever, is the hardest thing I think anyone has ever done, including me, and I'm a veteran. And I applied to multiple places. There was this one grocery store, and I was just going to be like a stalker or whatever, because I'm like, that's easy. I don't have to talk to anyone. And I get there in the interview, have my resume ready. She was like, yeah, this is all super great. And then at the end, she was like, so we don't have any stocking positions, but we do have a vacancy in the raw fish department. And she was like, so let me know what you think. And I smiled and said, okay, thank you. And then I called back later and said, personally good on that. I'm not going to cut fish for
so funny.
minimum wage. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was job-related news. I haven't been applying to any jobs. I'm just going off of you. But I also traveled. That was my big thing.
Do tell.
Had a bachelor party, not for me, but went back to ye old Maryland for my brother. Again, I talked about it in the last pod a little bit, that I'm not super great. Actually, I am super great at time management, and I get up very early, and I'm ready for the day. So my train to leave, was at 11:30 a.m., and I hadn't packed, and I woke up at 10:40 a.m. And not to dox myself, I don't live like next to the train station. It's a little bit away. So woke up at 10:40, threw my clothes in the bag, got an Uber to the train station. Easily made it with 2 minutes to spare. Easily made so much time.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. Every time you go to like the train station and you tell me about it after, I'm like, how did you make it? Oh my God.
It's a fun skill to have. And I also do think I'm becoming a religious person, that God is with me in a lot of ways, because I have woken up very late for many appointments, or, you know, what should be considered late. but I wake up like 10 minutes before I'm supposed to be there, and it works. So I think I'm just kind of spiritual in that way, you could say. Very much connected with God.
You fucking Leo. Oh my God.
I am a Leo. I'm a Leo, and I'm a little birthday boy soon. I'm going to be a birthday boy, and it's going to be great. Yeah. But should I keep going? This is like long.
No, go for it. I'm interested. I want to know about the bachelor party. It's been on the topic dog for 2 weeks now, and you did not talk about it.
I was going to talk about it last week.
And you didn't.
But I didn't,
so
I didn't go to the bachelor party last week, okay? Anyway.
The people want to know.
The people want to know.
Yeah, but, I am the people.
So
I want to know.
Yeah. This week I did go to the bachelor party. That was my final thing. I went to the bachelor party. And one of the activities we did there was boating. And, you know, I like being on a boat. I think boats are cool. It's chill. It's a good time. And we were driving, and we go up to this cove area. We're on a lake, by the way. That's sort of this thing. It's like a party-ish lake, very, built up, pretty area in Maryland. And we don't have an anchor for the boat. Quickly realized that. So one of the guys at the party called the people who rented the boat to us. It was like, hey, we don't have an anchor. And they're like, yeah, well, we started the season last year with 100 anchors, and we came back with 7. So we just stopped giving out anchors. And we were all like, sounds good. Yep, so we are anchorless. So we're just kind of floating, and we get out and swim a little bit, and my brother's sort of just like trying to maneuver the boat so it doesn't hit us. And we finally encounter like 4 other boats just hanging around, and 2 of them are tied together. So us being geniuses, we said, let's tie our boat to one of these boats and make friends. So we do. We're in this little cove. It's, if you ever seen the show, what's it called? Ozarks or whatever, Ozark. And like season 1, early episode, Party Cove. They all tie their boats up together. It was actually a very questionable scene. Very bad. Girl got... Anyway, it was a bad
I haven't
scene.
seen this show.
Yeah, but just for context.
Gotcha.
For context which you don't understand.
Right.
But it reminded me a lot of this show.
I am lost, but that's fine.
Yeah. So boats are tied together. That's the main thing. And we're in a little cove area in this lake. We're having a good time. And there are some characters there, of course. It's Maryland. And then, all of a sudden, this other boat pulls up. And it's a much nicer boat. And it's pretty loud and raunchy. And we start to look at the people, and we're like, these are children. These are like 15-year-olds, 15 to 17-year-olds, I'd say. And there are 2 parents on the boat who are plastered drunk along with the kids there, which is a great scene. And they tied up directly next to us. And it was not a good vibe. I said this in the last episode, I'm not a violent person, but these people brought out a side of me, which was not fun. I was smoking a cigarette at the back of the boat, and this annoying 16-year-old goes, yo, man, can I bum one? And I said, sorry, this is my last one. And I lied. I had several more. I didn't want to give him a cigarette.
No, he's like 16, no.
Well, yeah, that also. But, I mean, if you ask me nicely, I'll probably give you a cigarette regardless of your age. But the vibe of this boat was not fun. And they also just kept traversing over us. Not a good experience. And the driver of the boat, the father, did not understand that one of my brothers was not drinking because he was the driver of the boat. And he was like, what do you mean you're not drinking? And he was like, well, I'm driving the boat. I'm trying to be responsible. He was like, I'm being responsible too. He's losing his balance as he's saying this.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah. But that was the party experience on that. Kids were also making out with each other, which was very uncomfortable because we were a foot away from them. A foot away. So there was that. And we go back to the house. There's a little fire pit, chilling by the fire pit, watching my brother play spike ball, all good times. And then, all of a sudden, my other brother, who's sitting next to me, Beautiful, beautiful sunset, by the way. Literally perfect weather, perfect
Slay.
environment. Everyone's so happy. I'm smoking a cigarette. Boys are playing sports. Other brothers here, I think, smoking a cigar, having a good time. He gets a text from his wife saying, Trump is shot. So that's where I was when I found out our beautiful, real president, Donald Trump, was shot in the ear, pierced, a true martyr. And yeah, do you want to share a little bit about the shooting experience?
Oh my god. I was at my house doing homework. I was with my dog, and I opened Twitter and I went, no shot.
Yeah.
I was like, no. Turns out I was right in one capacity, is that it was the ear. It grazed the ear.
That's true.
But, and then I went downstairs and I went, no, that's not like what? And so I turned on the TV and it happened. I'm watching the video going, that's crazy. Then I watched Twitter blow up, and then I showed my parents, and yeah, that's how it went. And then our group chat blew up.
Oh, our group chat blew up.
Our group chat was kind of funny.
It was a great group chat.
Yeah.
We have to hand it to him. And that photo, I'm going to get a t-shirt of him holding up his fist, yelling, fight, fight, fight. Truly an American patriot.
It's giving Josh Hawley on like that mug that he sells on his website.
There's
from like
a mug?
Yes, if you go to his website, you can get a mug with him with his like fist up there, from like the January 6th riots.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's exactly like that.
That rocks.
Also, like, not to like take away from the actual topic, but the Josh Hawley one is he like did that right as he's being like ushered to safety away from his like supporters, and which is like in direct opposition of what's happening, and I think it's so funny that he's monetizing off of that. Anyways,
You're talking about Trump here?
Oh no, Josh Hawley. Now we go to Trump.
Yeah. Of course.
Anyways.
Who was also doing something very similar in that he was monetizing because he yelled, wait, and held up his fist.
Just crazy.
As the Secret Service are taking him away. Wait.
The Secret Service.
He's a poster.
He really is. The Secret Service, what was going on then? People should not have been able to get like that good of photos and also like that close to him.
I was very surprised at the photographers being right there.
Yeah.
But I was also surprised by just the lack of surrounding security. Because you look at that area, there's like a few snipers on roofs, and then there's just when I heard that it was like, oh, he was shot or whatever, from a guy on a building, I assumed the building was miles and miles away or something, and it was like a sharpshooter. The camera pans around, the building is right there. It's a giant ass building with like a flat roof, and it's like, yeah, you can see the kid. It's just he's like right there. He's there.
I saw a tweet that was like, head of Secret Service said that they didn't put someone up there because it was a slope or something, which is crazy. Like,
pretty sure it's a pretty flat roof.
Yeah, it's a little funny.
It's very funny. I'm sorry. I'm Godspeed to our president, who's recovering very well, by the way.
Yes.
But it is funny. My favorite anecdote from the whole thing was I saw this tweet. I think it had a video too of the people were like pointing at him, at the kid, like minutes before the whole thing.
Oh my God.
And they're telling the cops, like, he has a gun. He's literally right there. You can see him clear as day. And apparently, according to some reporting, a cop goes up there, like climbs the ladder, and the kid turns around and points the gun at him, and then the cop just scurries down. And then the president gets shot. And I think
that's perfect. Oh my God.
It's perfect.
Oh wow.
You have to hand it to. I mean, that's what defunding the police looks like right there. If
that
he
is
was
iconic
funded,
behavior.
and there's the ladder too, just climbing up, getting pointed at, and then just going. And you see the picture of the kid, fucking nerd.
He also didn't make the rifle team at his high school, which is like, it's a funny and concerning statement in itself that there's like a rifle club, and that he didn't make it. It's just really
such a bad
funny.
shot that he didn't make it.
Damn.
You have to wonder what his parents thought about if he ever told his parents, "Hey, I didn't make it on the rifle team."
That's gonna be a tough conversation.
It's tough. I mean, I would be glad that my kid didn't make it on the rifle team because I don't want him on a rifle team. But he got the kid got the gun from his dad. Like, he stole his dad's gun, I guess, but it was like a family gun.
I mean, the culture, and what is it? It's like northern Pennsylvania where people hunt all the time.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, obviously, if I had a child and they were, like, applying or trying out for the rifle team, I'd be horrified. Mm-hmm. But I guess there it's like, yeah, we hunt all the time.
Yeah. To be in a hunting area and being so shit at shooting.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
Sucks so bad.
Yeah.
But the immediate reaction to it, did you see? I think fucking XQC, the streamer, like, learned about it via on stream via a tweet that was like, the caption was, "Biden supporter shoots down Trump."
That's crazy.
Very quickly, we learn that that's not true at all. This man, did you see he Googled both where Trump and where Biden were gonna be, like, so he could figure out who's closest?
Oh my god, I didn't see that.
He's a true centrist. He's both sides.
I love that, like, the next day, Twitter didn't know what to do, or at least, like, the liberal side knew what to do, or, like, kind of, I don't know, because bro was a registered Republican and, like, a white cis man.
Yeah.
And the media started losing it, and then Twitter went, I don't know, which is perfect.
You have to love Twitter after a day like this.
I love Twitter after a day like that.
It's, despite all Elon has done to fucking ruin that entire golden platform.
Right, right. Truly a perfect
It was
place.
shit before, but man, it's bad. To see the creativity, the ingenuity of all these people coming after an event like this, it's great. But one of my favorite things to emerge from this is the kid was wearing a gun YouTuber's merch.
Oh yeah.
To the thing, and the owner of the channel comes out with this great video with a fantastic thumbnail and title saying, "The Trump shooter was wearing my t-shirt." And it looks like a fucking meme.
Oh,
I watched the video, and it's really bad. The guy is honestly a dumbass. He's like, "I don't support any political party." But then I think, unless it was faked, on his merch website, there's like a Trump, like, you know, like the "Make America Great Again" hat.
Yeah. It
was that, but it said like "Make politicians afraid again."
Oh my God.
I was like, this is not, it has
That's
to be
weird.
faked, but I'm like,
yeah.
It was great. A lovely day. Not for Trump.
Oh my gosh.
Support him.
I'm sure you saw, but there's like an interview with one of the kids from this guy's school who's like, yeah, he's bullied all the time. He just wears camo. He sits out alone because he's bullied so much. And the reporter's like, well, like, what did they say about him? Like, what are they, like, bullying him for? And he goes, I don't know, the usual stuff. They just bully him. And it's like, you definitely bullied that kid.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely bullied him for wearing camo, and you just admitted it on national TV.
Right.
Which is funny.
But all the shit is still coming out, or like nothing is coming out. They're still investigating like his motive or whatever. I hate the fucking mental health angle, because it's like,
oh my God,
he was bullied, so he shot the president. It's like...
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
What?
And I think Hassan, friend of the show, Hassan, had a take about it where it was like, at least it wasn't like his classmates that he bullied. At least it was like, you know, a major political figure, and he didn't like get seriously hurt. but it's a wonderful state of affairs where we have to be like,
Right.
even though the kid was bullied, at least he didn't take it out on school children. So
That's
huge W for America right there.
yeah. Finally, it wasn't a school shooting.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I find interesting is I remember I was talking to some people after, and they were like, "There's always a manifesto or something with these like political shootings," and I went, "Well, maybe not this time. It was just some kid." And his like social media is basically non-existent. He has like a Discord, and that's it.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
I did see that he paid, again, all of my information is coming from Twitter, which is easily photoshopped. But that he paid $1,400 to an OnlyFans model.
Oh my God, that's gotta be a lie.
I don't know. It could be real.
Wait, how old is he?
Because the cop's 17.
Okay.
Or no, he's 20. He's
then yeah, probably that's true.
Yeah, he's like 1 month older than me, I think. Not to dox my age, but yeah, because the cops just got a hold of his phone, so I think shit's coming through there. And it did say that he paid $1,400 to an OnlyFans model. And people were commenting that this is the first gooner assassin. So he was gooning, kind of, you could say. Maybe this is an extreme form of gooning, who's to say.
Okay, I was also watching this, probably the same Hassan video as you were.
Of course.
And he brought up how this kid, like, donated to some Democratic fund a few years ago. Now is a registered Republican, which is a very libbed up tactic if you're not like a legitimate Republican. And then there was something else and I can't remember. But now I want to know, like, King, were you just like crazy centrist or what was going on?
I think he was playing both sides of the aisle here.
Okay.
Because, and by that, I mean, he was a Republican and he was very conservative, and there was really nothing linking him to being liberal or Democratic at all, except for that one donation.
That's true.
But
my head was
he's
like
playing both sides of the aisle.
No, it was like the OnlyFans that I went, you support sex work? That's not a Republican thing.
But kids like that who do donate money to OnlyFans models, a lot of them are so egregiously anti-sex work, like publicly.
Ooh.
I don't know if they're like, I think they just like want, to be horny or whatever. But like, I spend so much time like consuming like Twitch and now that XQC is on Kick, like I will sometimes go on that website and just scroll through the chat, and just being in like these Twitter spheres, the amount of like sexism and misogyny, but just anti-sex work. It's like fucking OnlyFans models. Oh god, these fucking like I get my porn on Reddit if it's an OnlyFans model. Like I get the pirated shit, and it's like, so you're still consuming their work. You're just doing it unethically, and you're being like misogynistic along the way. And you're like, I fucking hate sex work.
That would make a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah. But some people were saying that the shooter lost a bet. That
Please.
He was, because it was, I think the donation like was marked January 20th, like whenever Trump lost the election and Biden was sworn in. I think it was the day that Biden was sworn in. People were like, he definitely lost a bet here. Could be the case.
That's oh my god, I thought you meant he lost a bet and then had to shoot Trump.
That'd be an insane. The stakes of that, just a crazy poker game.
It's like a crazy bet. But like, okay, that makes more. Okay, if a bet would probably be it for the donation. Yeah,
maybe it's either he lost a bet with a $15 donation or trying to assassinate the president. Pretty equal in my mind.
No in between.
But yeah, Godspeed to President Trump.
I'm going to do what we call a segue.
Of course.
I found the next day's news so much more interesting than this, which was J.D. Vance being the Republican VP pick.
Let's go J.D.
J.D. Okay. What do we think? Thoughts?
I didn't know who JD Vance was at all.
Oh, yeah.
I confused him with JD Pritzker, who I believe is a Democratic senator, governor, mayor, governor, I think.
Oh.
Governor, and he's a big boy, and I think he's a billionaire, but he's like super, like, I think pro-union or something, and I like him. I think he's a fun guy, but I didn't know who JD Vance was, and then everything I learned about him was against my will, and yeah, I'm not a fan, and he has a very punchable face, if I may say so.
I also did not know who he was, and I remember, like, I saw his photo and I went, that is just the same man, copy and pasted over and over from the House of Representatives. Turns out he's not from the House of Representatives, he's from the Senate. So
yeah,
go him.
Also, like a one-term senator, like a very he like is so brand new.
That makes him even more of a bad pick, because I love that we keep citing tweets, and I'm about to do it again.
Do it.
I saw a tweet that was like, Biden is basically like handing this election to Trump, especially since to like post shooting, and then Trump is like, let me pick the worst person for VP ever. And
honestly, kind of a bipartisan move from Trump. He wanted to level the playing field, because after he became such an insane hero for everyone who's been shot, he had to pick one of just the most, just a bad pick in Trump. Really, nobody knows who he is.
Yeah,
and also is like incredibly unelectable. Like he's only won his forgettable, and he only won his Senate seat because at the last second Trump swooped in and helped him and like endorsed him.
That's wild. I actually didn't know that bit.
Unless I made that up, but I'm pretty sure
I
right.
would not be surprised. I would be surprised. Damn. The little bit that I know about him is that he was, quote, like a liberal darling. And then he like switched over immediately to like MAGA chud, which and like the RNC was saying like, oh, he's a chameleon. He can like flip back and forth, which is like the worst kind of politician nowadays, I think. I don't know. It's just not appealing. Like, you're not going to get votes that way. It's not appealing to the general, not crazed Twitch active, like viewing public, if that makes sense. I don't know.
People were saying that he is the Reddit pick. Like all these like conservative Reddit guys like love JD Vance. Is that even his name? JD? Yeah. And I could see why. And I think you sent something and put it in the topic doc, which I think we'll cover, and I can bring it up then. But this is just an interesting choice for a guy, and also just a loser in my mind, a big loser.
Yeah, his like whole book, isn't it just him like whining about where he's from?
Yeah. His book is throwing his entire upbringing under the bus and saying, I think the synopsis from what I read, because my ass is not reading that book.
Oh no.
Was these Appalachian and like poor people are poor because American traditional values and culture are being lost. And I'm like, I don't think that's why they're poor. I think they're poor because they're poor and are victims of a larger system. But could be culture.
Like, what the fuck? Him alienating like his hometown is a crazy move, because that should be such like an easy win, but he goes, no, actually, fuck you guys. I hate you.
Oh yeah.
And you're poor and it's your fault.
Right.
What? That's not what you're supposed to do. And also, no, not true. No. Let's think about this one.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Oh my god.
He's making moves, and I don't think they're forward moves, but they're definitely moves. And
they're choices he's making.
You gotta hand it to him. He is making choices.
Shall we go over the article I sent?
I do. You should tee this up for us, because it's a banger.
Okay. So I was trying to learn more about JD Vance, and I found this New York Times article, and it's called 27 Facts About JD Vance, Trump's Pick for VP. And oh my God, it's not even like good.
No.
I thought this article would have more like of his policy stances. It's just facts about him, which don't help at all.
This is a fun fact sheet for children, but
Yeah.
I love this. This is a
Yes.
wonderful article. Shout out Sean McCreesh.
Yes.
Wonderful name.
Wonderful
Great
name, wonderful
journalist.
guy. Shall we go over point by point?
I say we should go over point by point.
Yay. Okay. So, point number 1. His name was not always James David Vance. At birth, it was James Donald Bowen. And then he changed it again. Great fact.
So, automatically incorrect. His first name is Just Dance Vance. That is what I took. Because it just rhymes better, and I think he should change it once more to Just Dance Vance.
You know, I think he would get more votes if that was his name.
I'd vote for him. I don't care.
Yeah. Move to Ohio. Vote for him.
Easily.
Yeah, easy.
But
okay.
Easy point number 1, just getting us started. We could switch off here.
Okay.
Number 2, he longed for a role model.
This is my favorite one.
This is a great one, and I'll briefly skim over this thing. His father left when he was 6. L. It was the saddest thing I had ever felt, he wrote in his memoir. Of all the things I hated about my childhood, he wrote, this is a weird structure sentence, nothing compared to the revolving door of father figures. Okay.
I'm sorry.
My takeaway was loser.
Oh, yeah. My takeaway is bro should not have written a book.
No.
But he did. Okay.
He did.
Number 3. He had a fraught relationship with his mother, who was married 5 times. One of the most harrowing scenes in the book occurs when he's a young child in a car with his mother, who often lapsed into cycles of abuse. Oh no. So I'm not going to continue reading this one at all.
No. This is a long
but
one.
I don't know why this one's included in this article. It feels a little personal, and like it should have just been left in the book.
Probably should have been left in the book. However, it does say later, or no, it says in the thing, she was married 5 times. Perhaps a player. Let's not deny, but let's skim over the substance abuse and this very personal tragedy,
Right.
which seems like a genuine thing, something that someone could point to and be relatable to, connect with voters. As we see later, and throughout the Amazon synopsis of the book that I read, or of the review I read of his book, this is not a connecting point. This is a tool for him to shovel some bullshit about American culture and traditional values. So that's number 3.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us number 4.
Number 4, he was raised by Blue Dog Democrats. He spent a lot of time with Paw Paw and Maw Maw in the hillbilly patoys. Gonna get shit for saying that word, but I don't know how to say it. Yeah. So
I love that he
grew
calls
up
them Blue
liberal.
Dog Democrats. Yeah.
Blue Dog Democrats.
I love that.
And this is where I think a lot of the book came from, because he hates where he came from. There is no love for, his upbringing. He threw them under the bus once he got into an Ivy League college, which is later in the article. But yeah, I think this is why liberals kind of liked him a few years ago, because like his book was adapted into like a Netflix movie, I think.
Yeah.
Which I heard was very shitty, because it's like he wanted like this media career or whatever, and like he can balance this line of being like, I was raised liberal, but like I'm socially conservative, and like a lot of annoying Democrats and media figures really love that.
That's where the liberal darling came from, is because like he was able to, like, I guess in the prior to the Republican Party like loving Trump, he like flipped back and forth between like liberals loving him and like Republicans loving him because he's a fucking Republican.
Yeah.
And then was also like shitting on Trump actively.
Right.
But
gotta love throwing your parents and your grandparents and everyone who loved you under the bus. Shout out Just Dance. Okay.
Okay, number 5. As a teenager, he loved Black Sabbath, Eric Clapton, and Led Zeppelin. Don't know why this is included, but it is.
This is boring until it gets to the very end quote.
Oh my God.
He just advised that I listen to Christian rock instead. He being, what, his grandfather?
His biological father.
No, his biological father.
It was like he loved rock music. His dad was like, no, Christian rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. That's the point.
Nothing burger. Thank you, New York
cool,
Times.
Thanks. Give us the next one, please.
Next one. Number 6. After that banger number 5 about rock music. Number 6. He was taught to accept gay people. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Liberal darling.
Liberal darling, for real.
But I'm going to read a little bit of this because it's
please,
one of my favorites in the article. Mr. Vance wrote that he would never forget the time I convinced myself I was gay, end quote. Not yet old enough to feel attracted to the opposite sex, he worried something was wrong. You're not gay, his mama told him, and even if he was, she reassured him, that would be okay. God still loves you. Now that I'm older, I recognize the profundity of her sentiment. Gay people, though unfamiliar, threatened nothing about Mama's being. There were more important things as a Christian to worry about. Yes, because I think the takeaway there is you still have to worry about gay people, but not as much as some people make it out to be. But you still gotta watch out.
Which is such a crazy sentiment, but that's a good one. Okay.
Oh, number 7 here. This 6 and 7. So remember.
Oh my God.
6 is he was taught to accept gay people. Rachel, you want to read us number 7?
As a candidate, he said he would vote against federal protections for gay and interracial marriage. He called the matter a bizarre distraction from more pressing issues, though he also said that gay marriage is the law of the land in this country, and I'm not trying to do anything to change that. Pick a side. Oh my God.
Listen, he's like Joe Biden. He's reaching across the aisle.
Yeah.
He's friends with terrible people, but it doesn't say he likes gay people, I don't think. It says he accepted them and tolerated them, I think. But you still have to worry about them. But he won't protect you. But he doesn't think it's that important. But he won't protect you. Anyway, number 8. He's a late in life Catholic. Let's fucking go. In 2019, when he was 35, Mr. Vance was baptized into the Catholic Church. Okay? Goes on to say, strong intellectual Christian faith, whatever. Talking about St. Augustine, who I read his book, Confessions. I think that was the guy. Annoying-ass book. Hated it. Yeah, my takeaway from this was he's kind of like a dime square baddie who got into Catholicism really late because it was cool.
He liked the aesthetics of
Catholic.
it.
Yeah, he's a trad cath.
He went, I like stained glass window. I like stained glass windows. I like colors. Just kidding.
He's wearing the fucking silver crucifix and going to Clandos on the weekends. JD Vance, he's a Nolita dirtbag. He's a dime square girly. He's a podcaster.
You heard it here. Yeah.
We're all late life Catholics. Late life.
Number 9. He was a young Marine.
This is boring.
Yeah. Okay, move on.
No, I mean,
he's a young Marine.
Yeah,
and he got out of it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Simp.
Right. Simp.
Number 10. I think this article is straddling the line between like not trying to be so anti Just Dance Vance, but in doing so, they include the worst shit possible. And I'm so glad you sent this article because it's such a perfect encapsulation of the New York Times, which I love.
Yes.
Number 10, quote, proud to be an American, end quote, gets him every time. The song, Proud to be an American, which Donald Trump plays every time he walks up on stage. Oh my God. So I guess he's going to cry every single day of his fucking campaign as vice president.
I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me.
When I was 16, I vowed that every time I met a veteran, this is great, I would go out of my way to shake his or her hand, even if I had to awkwardly interject to do so.
Can I interject here?
Of
because as someone who worked in the military office with a ton of veterans and whose family is a lot of veterans, They don't want you to do that. They don't want that. I mean, there are some that are like, they love it, but like the majority of them, they don't like it. They don't want you to do that.
Especially if you have to go about it in such a way where it's not natural.
Yeah.
If you're like not introducing yourself, like I could kind of get, I'm still not going to do it because I don't support any military. But if it's like, if you're going about it where it's like, oh, this is so-and-so, and he's like wearing a military outfit or whatever, or she, ally, it's like, oh, thank you for your service. To like go up to someone who's like out to dinner, like, excuse me, reaching across the table.
Yeah.
Thanks for your service.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pussy. Simp.
Like, a lot of the guys I met were like, yeah, we're out. And then they would never talk about their time. Because it's done, it's over. Don't do that to them. Anyways.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. Number 11. He was never, quote, a birther, end quote. Mr. Vance has said he was offended by the racist birther conspiracy against Barack Obama, peddled most famously by Mr. Trump, and alarmed at how people in his hometown seemed to be susceptible to such things. Okay,
so he's a liberal darling,
yep.
And we love it. This is fine, whatever. But cool. I want to bring up the fact that I'm pretty sure Hillary Clinton, her campaign in 2008, was heavily pushing the birther conspiracy. Like, she was calling into question, like, his Kenyan ties and, like, showing pictures of Obama in, like, I don't know, some traditional outfit or whatever. Because his father was Kenyan, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So she made it an issue of the campaign. But not our boy Just Dance Vance. Perhaps more democratic and liberal than Hillary Clinton. Something to say about that.
Whoa.
Number 12, he later soured on Mr. Obama and warmed to Trump. This one's whatever. This is him playing both sides. He hates Obama, but he loved Obama, or he tolerated Obama before, and he hated Trump, but now he saw an opportunity, and he likes Trump and doesn't like Obama. That's it.
Cool. Number 13. He felt imposter syndrome at Yale Law School. As he wrote, I lived among the newly christened members of what folks back home pejoratively called the elites, and by every outward appearance, I was one of them. I am a stale, white, straight man. I have never felt out of place in my entire life, but I did at Yale.
Wow.
Aww, sucks.
I know some Yale people. They're not cool. You would fit in pretty easily, Mr. Vance. You'd fit in quite well. And I think this is here. He immediately ditched his entire family to shit on them through his book, Hillbilly, Elegy, whatever. And I think he probably got this from Yale Law School because he went there and it's an elite institution. And he was like, "Oh shit, I'm from fucking Appalachia. I can't have these ties. I need to shed them and shit on them." So yeah, that's number 13. Number 14 is kind of boring. He met his wife, whatever, who's is Indian, right? And
yes.
They were blessed by a Hindu pundit. Is that the word? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Surely right-wingers won't bring up his wife's nationality. Surely that won't be an issue.
Surely.
Yeah.
Especially, the irony of him not backing interracial marriage.
Oh shit, yeah.
It's so loud right now.
No protections.
Nope.
That's great.
Yeah. Number 15. He found famous mentors. I don't know who these people are. Garrett, do you know who they are?
So I did some research on the first one, and by that I mean I typed in her name.
Got it.
Amy Chua, who's a law professor, known for her memoir "Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother." That's the woman who created the term "tiger mom," which is like,
oh my god,
the person who really pushes their kid to do well. But that's what I don't really know her from that. I know her from an article titled, and this is in the Wall Street Journal Opinion, and I didn't pay for the full one because fuck paying $4 a week. The title is "Kavanaugh is a mentor to women." The byline, or the subtitle: "I can't think of a better judge for my own daughter's clerkship." Brett Kavanaugh, of course, being accused of rape, I believe, in college, and his defense was, "I like beer." That is in congressional record. He said, "I like beer." So Amy Chua, Mr. Just Dance Vance's mentor, likes Brett Kavanaugh. So hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. Shout out Amy.
Shout out Amy. What's number 16?
Number 16, former governor, whatever, eccentrist was his political hero. This is boring. He's a liberal. He probably watches The West Wing, which I finished, and it was a terrible show, but I watched it all. I could also cover 17 really quick. He did not vote for Trump in 2016. Or wait, no, shit. Yeah.
He did not vote for him.
He didn't vote for Trump in 2016. And the independent candidate is a CIA guy. So that was it.
Oh, cool.
So fake friend.
Fake friend. Or number 18. But he claimed to understand Mr. Trump's appeal. Okay. Liberal.
Yeah.
That's our consensus. Number 19. He deleted his old social media posts that were critical of Mr. Trump. With the famous quotes calling Trump cultural heroin and America's Hitler. You can't really delete those as a politician.
No, they are out there.
That's out there and been thrown around.
He's fake. He's a fake friend. Just finishing up, and by that I mean we have 7 more. 20, his wife clerked for Chief Justice John Roberts, and before Brett Kavanaugh. Kind of boring, but shout out Brett Kavanaugh. He said, "My wife worked for Kavanaugh and loved the guy." So totally exonerated Brett Kavanaugh.
Right.
And I love his quote, "You can just start looking around for anything. If they can do this to him, they can do this to any of us." And if they can do this to him is accusing him credibly of sexual assault. So cancel culture, gone too far, man.
This is very remnant of your phone call from last week's episode. Of like, come on, they could just get you for anything.
They can get you for anything. It was a sting operation, brother. And by that, I mean it found out he was a pedophile. I could do 21 real quick. Espouse traditional views of marriage and role of women in the workplace. I mean, same, brother. This quote, though.
Oh.
What?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, working 90 hours a week in a cubicle, and he's like, no one wants to do that. Kind of anarchist in a way. So no one dreams of labor.
Oh my gosh. 22. His champion is the Silicon Valley mogul Peter Thiel?
Thiel, I believe.
Thiel? Oh, well,
yeah.
His name is spelled wrong.
Of course.
Yeah.
I just have a quick thing about Peter Thiel.
Go for it.
He sucks. Creator of Palantir, and Palantir Gotham is a subsection of their thing, and it's a defense software company, like a thing that the military uses. And I was trying to learn more about this, and I got so far as to look up their website, and they have a section on their website just called, quote, "Powering the Kill Chain," end quote. So that's Peter Thiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I learned so much on this podcast. Okay. Number 23, Garrett.
Oh, yeah. His venture capital firm is named after Lord of the Rings.
This one pissed me off. This pissed me off.
Yeah, he's a nerd. Don't know if there's anything else to say about that.
He made amends with Mr. Trump with Mr. Thiel's help, which, what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, the mogul brokered a meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Mr. Vance had been trailing in the polls during his primary race, in Ohio, and Mr. Trump backed him with just 2 weeks left in the race, and Mr. Vance went on to win his crowded primary by nearly 10 points. You were correct.
Maybe this is why Trump picked him, because he knew this guy is nothing without him, and he wanted that power over him. I think that's fine. Also, no, go ahead.
No, for like that point, like for Trump's ego, he's the perfect pick. Like he's just kind of a nothing guy. Like he's plain. He's like plain white bread. And then next to Trump, like Trump looks great.
Of course. Maybe he thought after he got shot, he was like, I don't need a strategic VP candidate. Let me just stroke my ego a little bit by picking some fucking nerd. Also, this point reminded me, in previous things I was talking about, like, Vance was like, oh, he's America's Hitler or whatever. This reminds me of when Elon Musk went to the White House, and I'm just going to real quick read this Donald Trump, not tweet, truth, about someone switching up on someone. So Donald Trump writes, which is very similar to the vibe I get with Vance coming and begging Donald Trump for support, was, quote, when Elon Musk came to the White House asking me for help on all of his many subsidized projects, whether it's electric cars that don't drive long enough, driverless cars that crash, or rocket ships to nowhere, without which subsidies he'd be worthless, and telling me how he was a big Trump fan and Republican, I could have said, drop to your knees and beg, and he would have done it. So Trump going after Elon, Trump going after Mr. Vance here, because Mr. Vance dropped and bent the knee and begged. Shout out.
Sorry, my mind just started. My mind expanded because now I get it. Oh my God, you were 100% correct. This guy literally will drop to his knees and beg because he's in so much debt to Trump. His political career would be absolutely nowhere without him.
There's nothing.
They're like, bro would not. Did you see his like campaign ad?
No, I fucking don't. I saw something on Twitter.
It was against my will. It's bad. It's really bad. It's just opens with racism and then is blatantly racist the entire time.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Liberal darling, by the way.
Liberal darling. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. We got 3 more.
Oh, yeah. 25, executive producer on the film. Okay, whatever. He made a movie about his film. 26, he's tight with Donald Trump Jr. They text or talk nearly every day or nearly daily and try to meet up if they are in the same city. Well, if it isn't the blowjob brothers, that's what I would say. If they were together, 2 guys in a room.
And
fucking loser.
Yeah. Number 27, his beard is Trump approved.
Let's go, Vance.
That was actually...
Trump does hate facial hair, though.
That was a point. It was brought up in an RNC, post or some interview where they were like, he has a beard and he doesn't have the clean shaven look. Polls there's data, I don't know what data they're talking about, that suggests people don't like that in a candidate because it makes them look, quote, like a criminal, end quote.
Okay.
And it's great quote from the RNC.
Great quote, great undertones there. Love it all around.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I heard that and I went, I can't get that out of my brain. That's not going to leave.
Trump is also such a fucking beauty pageant queen. Have you ever heard him talking about theater or whatever and Phantom of the Opera? He's like, such a great play or such a great musical or whatever. I love it. I love it so much.
And it opens with the chandelier and this. You've been there, right?
Yes,
You've
seen
it.
Yes.
Do you agree? It's
first time I saw it shocks you when the chandelier drops.
No, but the whole thing was
the whole
great.
Magnificent.
It was a great musical.
He's so petty and pompous and obsessed with his looks. I think they included, Trump said that Vance looks like a young Abraham Lincoln. I think he just said that because he wanted to get people off his back. Because I think deep down he probably hates what Vance looks like, because who doesn't? But yeah, because they know he's so fucking looks obsessed. He's like, fine, he looks good. Anyway, that was 27 facts about J.D. Vance, Trump's pick for VP by the New York Times.
The best facts I've ever read. Wonderful.
One of the best.
I learned so much. I learned so much about him.
Yep.
No idea what his policies are still. Well, kind of could pretty much guess, throw a dart at a board and be right.
As long as the board is right in direction. As long as it's skewed to the right. And by skewed, I mean probably very right.
Take the board, throw it to the right.
Yeah. I'm not going to do any more research about J.D. Vance unless it comes across my timeline, because I think this guy is a loser and a nerd who sold out his family and his upbringing, and is a guy with family from fucking Appalachia. Fuck that, dog. Shout out Appalachian fucking trails. Shout out everything. Shout out West Virginia. Shout out poor places. It's not a fucking lack of culture. It's a lack of money, dog. Easy.
He's a gross man.
Gross guy.
Gross guy.
But that was it for Vance.
That's it for
Nope,
Vance.
I've got nothing else about Vance.
Oh my gosh. Are we on to the next bit of news?
Is there any more news to share?
There's
What's going
Biden
on?
COVID. It's so Jover for Biden.
It's Jover.
It's Jover.
It's gone. There's a website out there where it says how far Jover we are. Pretty sure we're sitting at 60% right now. I think that's gone up.
Now they have to pick. They need to pick a new a replacement nominee, or they should at least start like seriously considering that.
I saw a tweet where it was like, before Biden was telling aides, Kamala can't win, and then after he got COVID, he's asking, can Kamala win? Can Kamala win? So a switch up real fast.
Funny.
He's probably gonna die. If not from this bout of COVID, then from something very soon.
What's the percent chance of survival? He's like what, 80 something? Or am I wrong?
He is 82, I think.
I mean, so you still have like a solid like percentile chance based on like other data, but like I know it's gonna be significantly less.
Yeah, I mean, from COVID alone, if he just had COVID and was 100% healthy, I think he'd be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've listened to him speak ever. Don't think he's rocking 100% full body strength.
I watched part of that NBC interview. Bad.
Oh, I can't bring myself to watch it.
No, they like he started going on and on like a tangent about like nothing, and they cut the cameras. It was so good.
Also, I think he referred to one of like a senior position in government. He goes, that black guy. Come on, dog. I don't know if that was in the NBC interview or like the ABC or whatever, but one of them, he goes, the black guy. So huge ups to Biden there for bringing in the diversity by not remembering his name.
Let's go Biden. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But it's Jover.
It's Jover. It's
VP Harris, save us.
VP Harris, still not going to vote for the Democratic ticket this time, but VP Harris, save us. Godspeed to Kamala.
Kamala, please.
Actually, I hope that Biden fully recovers so Kamala never gets her fucking chance, because I think it's so much funnier to imagine her. So much funny to imagine her fucking so amped up. Like after the debate, she was fucking chomping at the bit. She was like, it is my time to shine. And then he kept being like, I had a bad debate, but I am the nominee. I'm the nominee. I'm the nominee. Now he's dying once more. He's going to bounce back, and he's going to be president for another 4 terms. That's my lock.
Isn't she okay? This might be like so not true. Is she?
That's fine. Just say it anyway.
Okay, cool. Is she debating Vance?
I actually saw something from the Trump campaign because they are supposed to debate.
Okay.
And they said, again, could be fake. This is Twitter.
Right.
But it was, we do not want to commit to a vice presidential debate at this moment because we are unsure who the vice presidential candidate will be because Kamala Harris has not picked one yet. So they were being petty as fuck.
Ooh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out Team Trump. You ate.
Yeah. The intern on that one, really, that was pretty good.
That conservative girly, she really popped off.
I would watch that debate.
Oh, yeah.
With a lot of popcorn.
A lot of popcorn.
A lot of popcorn.
Maybe a lot of Xanax, which Kamala is definitely eating like popcorn.
Yeah.
Because she is... Her speeches, man.
They're so... What was, like, the video that you showed me last year? With, like, it wasn't the school bus. It might have been the school bus.
Oh, the school bus. She's walking up to a school bus and is singing The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, but wildly out of tune. And, like, not like, singing-wise, just, like, it's not in the cadence in which you sing that rhyme. And she goes, the wheels on the bus go round and round, but in a different cadence. and then just laughs maniacally. And people were like, this is what the Joker sounds like right before he blows up a school bus. And I'm like, yeah.
I love that.
Gotta love it.
Every time I've ever like watched a video of her speaking, I go, yes, queen, what are you on? And can I please have it too?
On the bus, go round and round. She's on some otherworldly drug. She is on, honestly, give the same concoction that they're giving to Kamala to Biden, not for performance, just to see what happens.
Give it to him, put him back on the stage, let him yap.
Let him rip. That's like, I don't know if it was this RNC. No, it wasn't this RNC or some convention. I'm pretty sure Republican. This guy was acting super weird on stage, and then news reporting came out, and he admitted, like, I took a hit of a blunt a few minutes beforehand, and I don't do weed. This is the first time I've ever really done it. So I'm like, if we get the same effects as the Kamala concoction, if we gave it to Biden, and he just acts super buzzed the fuck out, I think that's an easy 300 electoral votes right there.
Yeah, I think he'd win. I don't know how ironic that statement is. I think he would probably lock in the 18 to 28 vote range.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would abandon all morals and easily vote for him if he was just fucking drugged out.
Right. And where is RFK in all of this?
RFK, there was some, he fucking was sucking Trump off because a phone call got leaked of him and Trump talking. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I should have told the videographer to stop recording. And it's like, brother, just drop it. Like, no one cares. No one cares about you.
No, it's just, I think it's objectively funny. He's still in the race.
Very.
And, yeah.
I miss when Marianne Williamson was still in, the Crystal Mommy.
Oh my God.
I love Marianne, but she would call RFK Bobby. She'd be like, yeah, listen, I don't agree with Bobby, but I think Bobby and I should be up on the debate stage. I think they should give us a fair chance. Me and Bobby, along with Trump and Biden. Me and Bobby. And I was like, he is Bobby. Call him Bobby.
They need to take down all his signs and put Bobby.
Of course.
Yeah.
Bobby for prez. Do we have anything else you want to share?
Not really. We had such an eventful week of news that's been it, I think.
Such an eventful week. I'm sure there's a lot more to cover. Alas, our time is up here. We got the biggest news. You don't have a job.
Wow.
Second biggest news. I went on a bachelor party. And then third, fourth, and fifth, Trump got shot. Trump VP pick. Just Dance Vance. And Biden is dying. I think that's a great episode 2 right there.
Yeah, that is a crazy set or table of contents for
of course.
News.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Truly Orwellian, episode 2. Rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And write the review on Apple Podcast because you can actually write there and it'll get posted.
Follow Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Truly Orwellian.
And YouTube at Truly Orwellian. We got all the same names.
We are shit posting a lot on those platforms. Yep.
And you're gonna miss out if you don't follow.
Yep.
Huge. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.